just again sitting at the back, Peter Weening. He's a Dutch rider who was brought into Orica Green Edge as a man to ride high in the overall standings, chatting with his own former teammate there. That is, of course, Robert Hessink in the orange.
Now we are running into the last 6 kilometres or 3.5 miles of the day of racing, Paul. We have topped the highest points of the race so far. Somehow this group has raced back together, and a massive bunch is going to fight out the finish with a 10-second bonus to the man who wins. Sagan may have to win the day to keep his yellow jersey.
And look where he's riding, Phil, right up there in 4th position. He's very comfortable. He's got his teammates around him. His teammates are setting all of the pace making. He's sitting there and waiting, seeing if anybody else is going to be brave enough. Hungry sprinters in this race. No, let's not forget Henrik Hausler got very, very close to the victory yesterday, and I think today he will be looking to maybe put one over on the overall leader, Peter Sagan.
Well, Hausler certainly sprinted well yesterday, and he only has to convert one place to get the 10-second win bonus there. As you're looking still at the incredible work rate of the American rider, Tim Duggan. Nobody wants to help him out. He's been 10 miles, if not more. Creeping up on the left, the yellow, red and black jerseys of Team BMC, trying to get themselves in the picture. That is, they're trying now to ring up their sprinter and help TJ Van Garderen keep his place as well. But their sprinter is Greg van Avermaet, who's a Belgian rider on that team.
He struggled on the climbs. A lot of riders struggled on the climbs, but they fought their way back into this event. The dark black jerseys you can see on the right hand side, that again, Phil, that's amazing to me. It's the young Bontrager Livestrong team. They're not scared at all about the fact that they're racing against some of the biggest teams in the world. Radio Shack Nissan Trek, Garmin Barracuda, Omega Pharma Quickstep, BMC Racing, and they're right up there getting themselves organised as well.
Well, it's a team which is coached by Axel Merckx, the son of the legendary Belgian cyclist Eddy Merckx. And Axel is very open. He says, my guys aren't going to win the Amgen Tour of California, but you'll know they've been in the race, and there are some in the long term have great talent, and they'll show it. And exactly what is happening.
There's another green jersey moving to the front there, but it's not a Liquigas Cannondale jersey at all. In fact, it's a jersey. Oh, there's a little bit of a problem.
There's a crash right there in the middle of the road. And again, at the same, that's Matt Boucher, who's on the far side. BMC colours is down. And just looking down on the floor, the champion, there he is, that's Matt Boucher, the champion of the USA. Again, a touch of wheels, Paul, again on the straight road. I'm just wondering what's happening in cycle racing this year. We're having some silly crashes.
Well, you know what's happening, Phil, is guys are taking a lot of risks. They're riding us sometimes very much on the end and on the edge of their risk-taking ability. You see Sagan looking back there to see what sort of has happened in that accident. But certainly,
at least he wasn't in it.
The American, well, he was riding at the front. You don't very often fall off from position 3 or 4 in a peloton like that. But now the discussion will be going around that group now to see who's gone down. Have we got any teammates left behind there? And but there is 4 kilometres to go, a serious amount of urgency. I just noticed Josh Atkins there, the Kiwi rider on the Bontrager Livestrong team. He wasn't involved in that crash, and he's close up to the front.
Yes, and I think he's a little bit of a sprinter as well, because he's sitting in 6th place overall in this race after yesterday's fine performance, and he's only 19 years of age. He's far right of our picture there in that sort of off-yellowish jersey as the Rabobank's top young rider.
Check out this crowd. This is unbelievable.
They have waited patiently to see the arrival in Santa Cruz County here of the Amgen Tour of California. They are witnessing now being driven on by the Liquigas Cannondale team of the race leader.
On the right-hand side, you can just see a guy with a green jersey and a blue helmet on. That is Henrik Hausler. He's an Australian rider on Garmin Barracuda. And funnily enough, I noticed, Phil, that Josh Atkins has said, right, I know what wheel I want to follow around here this afternoon. He's locked into the wheel of his own compatriot there. Although they're on different teams, they come from the same country.
Just 2 miles to go to the finish, or if you like it in kilometres, just over 3 kilometres to go to the finishing line now. Still Liquigas have control. The other boys are trying not to go in front of them. That's little Josh Atkins on the far right here, the 19-year-old who is from New Zealand, but he rides on the American Bontrager Livestrong team. He's keeping his nose clean and he's watching every move. He's learning fast.
He certainly is, and I tell you what, 2 miles, Phil, 3 kilometres. It's going to take these guys around about 4 minutes to get to the finish line, but these are nervous moments. Whenever you come into town, any town in the world, not just the United States, if it's France, if it's Belgium, if it's Spain, these traffic furniture out on the road. It makes it very, very dangerous for bike riders. But that crash has had a serious effect on this bunch, because a lot of guys have actually been left behind because of that crash, and they won't see the peloton again today.
And they will lose time because they were outside the 3 kilometre rule, which would have given them the same time when they fell down. There's an attack on now, and it looks as though it's Healthcare. United Healthcare has made a move here as it starts. This is Rory himself. Now that is a cheeky move. Rory Sutherland going for a time bonus here, and that is a big danger. And let us not forget that Rory Sutherland is a very, very good time trial rider. To steal a 10-second win bonus at time here would be a real coup.
Well, it would, but watch out, because the team that's trying to get across the gap is the team of the youngsters. Bontrager Livestrong in that black jersey there. You've got to be a top man here, Phil, if you think you can hold off a charging main field as they run into town in the final 2 or 3 kilometres. And again, it's all being left up to Team Liquigas Cannondale to do the control of the pressure at the front. They've got halfway across that Bontrager Livestrong, but Rory Sutherland has opened up a pretty serious gap there, and I think all of a sudden you're going to hear the alarm bells ringing in the main field.
2 kilometres to go. He's in a group of about 40 riders, 10 seconds off the race lead. There's a 10-second bonus for the man that wins, and that would wipe that out. Any time game will give him the race leader's yellow jersey. And as I say, he is one of the world's top time trial riders. He's on form. He's just won recently the Tour of Gila in New Mexico. And you can see now he's taking the whole road here. He's clipping the corners. He's causing a little bit of panic in the back. That peloton is also getting smaller in size. I think it's split up. There's the others.
Well, they're all back together now, Phil, don't worry. Rory Sutherland taking the advantage here of a slight rise in the road to try and prise open a couple more bike lengths. He knows how important this is. He's got the bit between his teeth at the moment as he doesn't look back. He gets himself concentrated. He's got a lot of power in those legs, but the gap's slowly coming back. They're edging their way back up to his slipstream. They're not going to give any presents out this afternoon here. It was a good move, Rory Sutherland, but I don't think it's going to work this afternoon.
Well, the peloton is still trying to bring him back, but he'll give them runs. To go under the Kendall, 1 kilometre to go, Banner now. That's 1,000 metres from the line. If they catch him, he'll be about 500 metres out.
Well, they've got the organisation. They're clawing their way back into his slipstream. You've got a lot of riders lining themselves up. There's Green Edge, and that's Luke Durbridge right in the middle. But again, it's going to be the Garmin Barracuda boys. They will be looking after Heinrich Hausler this afternoon. He'll be wearing a green jersey. He's second in the points classification. And now is the moment when you've got to keep calm. You've got to wait. There's a big organisation, BMC Racing, there also. They'll be looking after their sprinter. That's Greg van Avermaet.
The fourth wheel, as we look from the helicopter, is the yellow jersey of Peter Sagan. The win bonus will certainly keep him in the race lead tomorrow. A very dangerous sprinter's 2 wheels behind him in Greg van Avermaet. The field is closing in, and the field is launched, and the rider second of those 2 riders in green is in fact Lee Howard. If he wins this, he could be the next leader of the race, and Sagan knows that. This is the tricky bend, Paul. They lock very sharply into the home straight. Sagan is over the shoulder of Lee Howard, and he's launched a searing sprint. So Taylor Phinney predicted he'd been 1 and 2. It looks like Taylor Phinney was right, because he has won his second stage, and he gets the 10-second time bonus.
And he got it, Phil, all in that final corner. He didn't back it off. He never touched his brakes at all. He had the right line going around that corner. Didn't lose any momentum at all. Yes, congratulations. This man is going to definitely be the chef of the orchestra.
The 10-second time bonus will nudge him a little bit further ahead. Now, I emphasise, I don't think 10 seconds will mean too much when we get down to Big Bear Lake and to the finish on Mount Baldy, but right now it's consolidated.
Look at that kick. The man who's going to get second, in fact, there you can see is Heinrich Hausler, but what a kick. He's won that all because of the acceleration, and it looks as if it was Lee Howard got himself up there in third place, but this man in the sprint, Phil, at the moment is untouchable.
And the same 1-2 as it was indeed yesterday. Heinrich Hausler didn't have the answer at all to the finishing kick of Peter Sagan. This rider who also leads the competition on points and also the best young rider. He's got 3 jerseys. He can't wear them all. They pass them down the line, but he's in the lead in 3 competitions.
And I'll tell you what, let's not forget that he was the winner of the points classification at this bike race last year. But look at this. You can see Lee Howard there looking down, shouting to the engine room, can I have a little bit more power, please? But as Sagan looks back, he knows he's got the gap. He knows he's got the victory. And it's such a dominating victory here that he can enjoy his final few moments as he raises the applause from the crowd.
Yes, well, he can't believe the way it's going. He's not winning these stages easily because he's very active all day, either puncturing or falling off. But when he gets down to the finish, he does it remarkably well. That's 2 wins now for Peter Sagan out of the 2 possible chances.
Yep, certainly brilliant, I have to say. And when you look at this guy's performances, he won the points competition last year in the Amgen Tour of California. He won the points competition in the Tour of Switzerland. He won the National Row Racing Championships. And he won 3 stages of the Vuelta a España. And he's still only 22 years of age. And that, I make it, was his 28th victory of his career. I'm not sure where he's going, but all the pressure were certainly chasing